A very good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha Television. All the biggest news from India and across the world coming up in the next 30 minutes. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor and these are the headlines. Lok Sabha to continue discussion on motion of thanks on President's address. Rajya Sabha expected to take up the discussion today after 2 days of disruptions. ISRO's 40th communications satellite GSAT-31 launched successfully from French Guiana. High-power communication satellite to further enhance India's DTH and cellular services, replace older satellites. Robert Vadra likely to be questioned by ED today in a money laundering case. Vadra was granted interim bail in the case relating to alleged possession of illegal foreign assets. US President Donald Trump starts State of the Union address before a joint session of Congress, underscores a spirit of cooperation and compromise, urges Republicans and Democrats to end decades of stalemate. And President Kovind to confer Sangeet Natak Academy Awards for the year 2017 at Rashtrapati Bhavan today. 42 artists from the field of music, dance, theatre, puppetry, among others, selected. First up, all the news on the budget session of Parliament, and Bhupendra Yadav will move a motion of thanks on the President's address in the Rajya Sabha today. Motion of thanks follows the address of the President to the joint sitting of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha at the commencement of the first year of every year. The motion will be seconded by Vijay Goel in the Rajya Sabha. Motion of thanks was not taken up yesterday and on Monday as well due to disruptions in Parliament led by Trinamool leaders. Meanwhile, discussion on the motion of thanks will continue in the Lok Sabha today. The House began the discussion on motion of thanks on President's address on Tuesday. BJP MP Hukumdev Narayan Yadav initiated the discussion amid a disruption by the TMC members. Both Congress and TMC wanted the motion of thanks to be discussed on Wednesday.
समाज को समरस करने के लिए ऊंची जाति के लोगों को 10% आरक्षण दिया गया। डॉक्टर लोहिया कहते थे कि जिस दिन ऊंची जाति के गरीब अपने जाति के ऊंचे धनवान और अमीर से नाता तोड़ के और पिछड़े दलित के गरीबों से अपना नाता जोड़ लेंगे, उस दिन असली हिंदुस्तान का निर्माण होगा।
2014 से 19 तक में 4.5 साल में 13 गुना खरीद करके जब हमने इतने दिनों में 3,115 करोड़ किसानों को दिया था, इस बार 4.5 साल में 44,330 करोड़ किसानों के खाते में गया है मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस।
The eastern coastal states like Odisha have high concentration which have 90% support, which need 90% support in education and other centrally sponsored schemes. That is the reason why we have been demanding that special category status should be provided to Odisha and to some other eastern states.
10% additional share in taxes, as per the Finance Commission recommendation, has been given. But in real terms, the combined effect of Tamil Nadu's overall share in central taxes has increased only marginally from 1.59% to 1.69%.
टीचरों की देश के स्कूलों में कमी है, आज भी 10 लाख से ज्यादा कमी है उपाध्यक्ष जी। हम चाहते हैं उन शिक्षा प्रेरकों को भी कुछ काम दें। जिन गंगा माँ ने उन्हें बुलाया था, उन गंगा माँ को भी नहीं साफ करा पाए, क्योटो भी नहीं बना पाए बनारस को।
वो किसान जोले से फसल बर्बाद होते देखकर कर्ज चुकाने की चिंता में घिर जाता था। वो युवा जो कर्ज न मिल पाने के कारण अपना रोजगार शुरू नहीं कर पाता था। ऐसे ही असंख्य असहाय चेहरों ने मोदी सरकार के लक्ष्य तय किए और इसी सोच के वजह से योजनाओं को आज इतनी सफलता मिली है।
And let's go across to our colleague Kriti Mishra, who's joining us from New Delhi. Kriti, today, of course, the Rajya Sabha is likely to initiate the discussion on motion of thanks on the President's address. Yesterday, we saw Lok Sabha starting with the discussion. What is expected to happen in Parliament today?
Well, Aishwarya, you may recall that over the last 2 days, there are disruptions in the House over the West Bengal issue. And of course, the government has said that now that the Supreme Court has passed the order saying that the Kolkata Police Commissioner would be investigated, but he may not be arrested. So the government is saying now that the Supreme Court's order is in place, it is futile to disrupt the House over that issue. And in fact, the chairman also said that all the issues would be allowed under relevant rules and procedures. He also said to the agitating members that he would allow the motion of thanks on President's address to be taken up immediately so that the House is in order and all the members can express their grievances and also raise the issues pertaining to their states and also the larger issues. So now it remains to be seen that the Supreme Court's order is in place. The government has tried to hold parleys. The chairman has appealed to the members. Now, whether the standoff remains or truce is brokered, that has to be seen. Aishwarya?
Absolutely. So the session today reconvenes, of course, amid the ongoing standoff really that is going on between West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee and the centre over this alleged misuse of the CBI, Kriti. But, speaking about the entire session itself, we have been discussing how important this session is because this is coming just ahead of the general elections. And, of course, the time is slotted really for the discussion on motion of thanks to the President's address. There's also going to be a discussion on the interim budget. With these few days really left for the budget session, how can we expect, all the important legislations to be cleared in this session, Kriti?
Well, Aishwarya, you may recall that MOS Parliamentary Affairs Vijay Goyal, while speaking to Rajya Sabha Television, said that if there's unfinished agenda and the discussions on crucial things are now not taken up, the session is likely to get extended. In fact, yesterday, the chairman also apprised the House about the decisions in the BAC meeting and apprised about the bills and the time allotted, and also said that the House, if there's unfinished agenda, may sit beyond 6 p.m. So certainly there are important bills. There is consensus on 6 important bills, and the government is also trying to push 4 more important bills. There has to be discussion on motion of thanks on President's address and also discussion on the interim budget. So all important things are lined up, but disruptions over the last 2 days have paralyzed the proceedings of the House. Now it remains to be seen whether there's consensus in the House to take up important business. Aishwarya?
Absolutely. So the discussion on the motion of thanks to the President's address has been initiated in the Lok Sabha, and there are hopes that the discussion will begin in the Rajya Sabha as well today. Thank you so much, Kriti, for all those updates there from the national capital. And continuing with news on Parliament, Home Minister Rajnath Singh will introduce the Constitution 125th Amendment Bill 2019 in the Rajya Sabha today. Union Cabinet recently approved a constitutional amendment to increase the powers of the autonomous councils in the 6th schedule areas of the North-East. Amendment also provides for the transfer of additional 30 subjects, including the Departments of Public Works, Forests, Public Health, Engineering, Health and Family Welfare, Urban Development and Food and Civil Supply, and also the territorial councils in Assam. And earlier disruptions continued in the upper house on Tuesday as well. On the CBI issue, the chairman repeatedly appealed to the members for the smooth conduct of the House. Well, despite this, the TMC MPs continued their protest. The House was first adjourned till 2 p.m. and then for the day.
After the upper house conducted formal business, the TMC MPs started protesting over the CBI versus West Bengal police row, rejecting notices under Rule 267 for suspension of business of the House. Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu appealed to the members for the smooth conduct of the House. The chairman said that the House had to take up motion of thanks on the President's address, where all members could raise various issues related to public and national interest.
I am allowing you to discuss in the 0 hour, or you can start discussion on the President's address itself. You can take up this issue.
Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs Vijay Goyal also urged the members to let the House function.
This is not fair. Minister of Parliament Affairs.
सभापति जी, महामहिम राष्ट्रपति जी के अभिभाषण के बाद इस सदन में धन्यवाद प्रस्ताव पास होना है, जिसके लिए 10 घंटे रखे गए हैं। और ये हमारी संवैधानिक जिम्मेदारी है। मैं सभी दलों से ये अनुरोध करना चाहता हूँ कि राष्ट्रपति के अभिभाषण पर जो धन्यवाद प्रस्ताव है, उस पर राजनीति मत करें। जो भ्रष्टाचार है उसके खिलाफ सीबीआई अगर जांच करने के लिए जा रही है तो उसको रोकना और सीबीआई के अधिकारियों को गिरफ्तार करना, ये संविधान के खिलाफ एक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल क्राइसिस पैदा किया जा रहा है। इसलिए आपसे निवेदन है कि राज्य सरकार के इस मामले को यहाँ पर आकर लेकर आए।
However, the TMC MPs trooped into the bill, after which the chairman had to adjourn the proceedings till 2 p.m.
Start the discussion now on the President address. You can take up the subject or you can discuss the same now itself in the Zero Hour. I am permitting you in the Zero Hour. You can take up this issue in the President address itself now. The House is adjourned to meet at 2 p.m.
The stalemate continued even as the House reassembled at 2 o'clock. TMC MPs again trooped into the well. Amid protest, supplementary demand for grants 2018-19 was presented in the Rajya Sabha. Deputy Chairman Harivansh repeatedly appealed to the members to take up the motion of thanks on President's address and appealed for smooth conduct of the House.
मेरा आग्रह होगा अपनी जगह पर जाए। माननीय चेयरमैन ने सुबह स्पष्ट किया है आपकी नोटिस के बारे में।
Despite repeated appeals by the Deputy Chairman, the TMC MPs did not relent and continued to raise slogans, following which the House was adjourned for the day.
The House stands adjourned till 11 hours on Wednesday, the 6th February 2019.
Kriti Mishra and Panchanan Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And the government on Tuesday sought Parliament's nod for gross additional expenditure of 1,98,831 crore rupees during the current fiscal ending March. The third batch of supplementary demands for grants was tabled by Finance Minister Piyush Goyal in the Lok Sabha. And according to the document, the net cash outgo will be more than 50,000 crore rupees. It said that the remaining amount would be matched by the savings of different ministries and enhanced recoveries. Of the total net cash outgo, the document has pegged more than 19,000 crore rupees for the Ministry of Agriculture, more than 4,000 crore rupees for the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. The government is also seeking over 4,700 crore rupees for the Ministry of Home Affairs. So those were all the news related to Parliament. Let's get to some other news. India's latest communication satellite, GSAT-31, was successfully launched on board Ariane 5 rocket from Kourou in French Guiana today. Indian Space Research Organization, or the ISRO, said that GSAT-31 derives its heritage from space agencies' earlier INSAT or GSAT satellite series. Now, weighing about 2,535 kilograms, GSAT-31 will provide continuity to the operational services on some of the in-orbit satellites. ISRO added that the satellite will provide communication services to Indian mainland and islands. GSAT-31 is India's 40th communication satellite, which is configured on ISRO's enhanced 1-2K BUS. With a mission life of around 15 years, GSAT-31 will be used for supporting VSAT networks, television uplinks, digital satellite news gathering, DTH television services, cellular connectivity, and many such applications. The satellite will also be used for bulk data transfer for a host of emerging telecommunication applications. And in a big boost to the social sector, for the first time in the interim budget, a welfare board for the nomadic, semi-nomadic and denotified tribes was announced. And in an exclusive interview to Rajya Sabha Television, Union Minister for Social Justice and Welfare explained as to what exactly this welfare board will do and how it will impact the lives of these tribes. Now, speaking on the 10% reservation to the economically backward class, Gehlot said that the government is all set to increase the infrastructure and the number of seats in the educational institutions so that the reservations already accorded to the SC, ST and OBC does not get impacted.
कि घुमंतु जातियां कौन कौन सी है, उनका सामाजिक स्तर क्या है, उनकी कार्यशैली कैसी है, इसको ध्यान में रख करके, और जो फिर एससी में नहीं है, एसटी में नहीं है, ओबीसी में नहीं है, या किसी में ओबीसी में है, किसी में एसटी में है, किसी में एससी में है, ऐसी कितनी जातियां हैं। जब जातियां फिक्स हो जाएगी और स्थायी रहने की हम और उनको प्रेरित करेंगे और वो स्थायी रहने लगेंगे तो फिर आसानी से उनकी गणना भी हो जाएगी। जिन वर्गों के लिए आर्थिक आधार पर आरक्षण देने का प्रावधान किया है उनको इसका लाभ मिले। हर क्षेत्र में, हर डिपार्टमेंट में सीटों की संख्या में वृद्धि की जाएगी। इसकी एक विशेषता और है, एससी, एसटी, ओबीसी को वर्तमान में जो आरक्षण मिल रहा है उसमें किसी प्रकार की कोई कटौती नहीं है। ये सामान्य वर्ग के हित को ध्यान में रख करके ये निर्णय लिया है और ये ऐतिहासिक निर्णय है।
Well, you can watch the entire interview in our flagship program To The Point tonight at 10 p.m. So don't forget to tune in then. Let's get you some other news. Robert Vadra is likely to appear before the Enforcement Directorate today in connection with a money laundering case relating to alleged possession of illegal foreign assets. Now, according to sources, Vadra is likely to be grilled about the transactions, the purchase and possession of immovable assets in London, and his statement will be recorded under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. The case relates to the allegations of money laundering in the purchase of a London-based property worth £1.9 million, which is allegedly owned by Robert Vadra. Remember, Vadra was granted interim bail till 16th of February on Saturday and was directed by the court to cooperate in the investigation. And in breakfast news, we'll slip into a very short break. News and updates continue on the other side. Stay tuned.
नोमैडिक और सेमी नोमैडिक और डी नोटिफाइड ट्राइब्स हैं, उनके लिए एक वेलफेयर बोर्ड का गठन होगा।
वो देशव्यापी होगा। इनको पहचान करना, इनकी समस्याओं का अध्ययन करना, कार्ययोजना पर इम्प्लीमेंट हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है, इसका मॉनिटरिंग करने का काम ये सब करेंगे।
जो 10% रिजर्वेशन इकोनॉमिकली वीकर सेक्शन को अभी देने की बात जो कही गई है, बहुत लोग ये कह रहे हैं कि लीगली ये कितना वैलिड होगा, बिकॉज एक दो जगह कुछ केसेस भी फाइल हुए हैं।
मैं सोचता हूँ जब सुप्रीम कोर्ट इसकी व्याख्या करेगा तो संविधान में प्रावधान है, इस कारण से वो संवैधानिक प्रावधान के अनुरूप ही निर्णय करेंगे।
Watch To The Point with Union Minister for Social Justice and Welfare, Tawarchand Gehlot, only on Rajya Sabha television.
Home Minister Rajnath Singh has asserted that the government is committed to complete the NRC process in Assam within the stipulated time. He also said that the government will ensure that no foreigner is included or any Indian citizen excluded. Rajnath Singh reiterated that the Home Ministry wants to complete the process of NRC with fairness, and for this, the state government has been provided with all the necessary assistance, including funds. Now, his comments came hours after the Supreme Court observed that the centre is not cooperating in the NRC process and added that the Home Ministry is trying to destroy the exercise. The court also reiterated that the 31st of July this year deadline for the completion of the NRC exercise will not be extended.
हमारी सरकार एनआरसी का काम पूरा करने के लिए पूरी तरह से कमिटेड है। हम ये सुनिश्चित करेंगे कि निर्धारित समय के अंदर यह काम पूरा हो जाए, और साथ ही हम यह भी सुनिश्चित करेंगे कि एनआरसी में किसी भी भारतीय नागरिक का नाम शामिल होने से छूटने न पाए और किसी भी विदेशी नागरिक का नाम उसमें शामिल न होने पाए। यह भी हम सुनिश्चित करेंगे। और 30 जुलाई 2018 को कंप्लीट ड्राफ्ट का प्रकाशन एक बार हो चुका है और इसके बाद क्लेम्स एंड ऑब्जेक्शंस प्राप्त करने का कार्य भी समाप्त हो चुका है, जिसकी अंतिम तिथि 31 दिसंबर 2018 थी। सभी कार्रवाइयां समय से पूरी हों और निष्पक्ष ढंग से हों, इसके लिए गृह मंत्रालय ने सभी आवश्यक संसाधन और फंड्स राज्य सरकार को उपलब्ध कराए हैं।
And the Supreme Court on Tuesday directed the Kolkata Police Commissioner Rajiv Kumar to appear before the CBI and cooperate with the agency in investigation of cases arising out of the chit fund scam probe. The Apex Court ruled that Kumar will appear before the CBI for investigation in a neutral place in Shillong. The top court, however, added that no coercive steps, including the arrest of Kolkata Police Chief, will take place during the course of the probe. A bench headed by CJI Ranjan Gogoi also issued a notice to the Kolkata Police Commissioner seeking his response before 20th of February on the allegations by the CBI that he was tampering with the electronic evidence, and the SIT headed by him provided the agency with doctored materials. The Apex Court also directed West Bengal Chief Secretary, the Director General of Police and the Kolkata Police Commissioner to file their replies on the contempt pleas filed against them by the CBI on or before 18th of February. Now, based on their replies, the court might prefer the personal appearance of the three authorities on 20th of February, which is the next date of hearing in the case. Meanwhile, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee hailed the Supreme Court order, terming it a moral victory for her government. She also called off for her 3-day dharna after consulting the leaders of major opposition parties.
Court has already clearly said no coercive action, no arrest. Earlier what they said, what we were agreed to, that they may talk in a neutral place. That court also said we will abide by that. And that already, I think, our police already initiated to give the response to the Supreme Court judgment. It's a victory. This dharna is a victory for the people, victory for the country, victory for the democracy, victory for the constitution.
And the BJP also lauded the Supreme Court direction to the Kolkata Police Chief to join the CBI probe, saying that it brought Mamata Banerjee's political histrionics to a screeching halt.
सुप्रीम कोर्ट के आदेश में स्पष्ट है कि उनके पुलिस कमिश्नर को अपीयर होना होगा सीबीआई के सामने, और कलकत्ता में नहीं, शिलोंग में अपीयर होना होगा। ये बहुत ही ईमानदार जांच के लिए बहुत ही उचित आदेश माननीय उच्चतम न्यायालय, ताकि इस पूरे इन्वेस्टिगेशन को राजनीति के दबाव से मुक्त किया जाए। दूसरी बड़ी बात हुई है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने वहां के वरीय पदाधिकारियों के खिलाफ कंटेम्प्ट में भी नोटिस किया है। उनके जवाब के बाद आगे की कार्रवाई की चिंता की जाएगी।
And the Home Ministry has asked the West Bengal government to initiate disciplinary proceedings against the Kolkata Police Commissioner for indiscipline and violation of rules. The Union Home Ministry, which is the cadre controlling authority of the Indian Police Service officers in the country, has asked the West Bengal Chief Secretary to initiate the process. In a communication on Tuesday, the Home Ministry said that as per information received by it, Rajiv Kumar sat on a dharna along with some police officers with West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, which is prima facie in contravention to the provisions of the All India Services Conduct Rules 1968 and the All India Services Discipline and Appeal Rules 1969. On to some other news. President Ramnath Kovind will confer the prestigious Sangeet Natak Academy Awards for the year 2017 at Rashtrapati Bhavan during a special ceremony. 42 artists from the field of music, dance, theatre, puppetry, among others, have been selected for the awards. These 42 artists include one joint award. In the field of music, 11 eminent artists have been selected for the Academy Awards. In the field of dance, 9 eminent artists have been selected, and in the field of theatre, 9 eminent artists have been selected. In the field of traditional or folk or tribal music, dance, theatre and puppetry, 10 artists have been selected for the awards. 2 people have been selected for the award in the field of overall contribution or scholarship in the performing arts. The award carries a cash prize of 1 lakh rupees, Tamrapatra and also an Angvastram. The honor of Academy Award has been conferred since 1952. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu inaugurated Sankalp Se Siddhi program at Balayogi Auditorium in Parliament Library premises on Tuesday. Nominated Member of Parliament Sonal Mansingh also performed at the program, and addressing the gathering at the program, the Vice President said that India is famous for its art and culture in the entire world and said that every citizen must strive to preserve and promote it.
Part of our ancient tradition, our culture, our heritage. India is famous the worldwide for our arts, whether it is dance, whether it is music, whether it is art, whether it is painting. There are various forms of arts that are very ancient in India. And time demands that we should again encourage such arts and bring it to the fore and then convey this rich cultural heritage to the world community also.
And on to the other top story this morning, India has obtained consular access to 117 of the 129 students detained in the United States for enrolling in a fake university. The government said that legal existence is being extended to them. Now, efforts for the consular access to the remaining 12 students are continuing. In a statement, the Ministry of External Affairs said that the government has continued to closely monitor the situation and take proactive measures to deal with the detention of Indian students. A 24/7 helpline has also been set up by the Indian Embassy for their help and outreach to the Indian community. Remember, 129 Indians were arrested in the United States on 31st of January in connection with their enrollment at a fake university, allegedly to remain in America. The U.S. State Department said that all students arrested were aware that they were committing a crime to fraudulently remain in the country. India has issued a démarche to the American Embassy in New Delhi, expressing its concern over the detention of Indian students and has sought immediate consular access to them. The fake university was set up by U.S. Department of Homeland Security, investigating a unit to bust the pay and stay racket. 8 individuals, either Indian citizens or Indian Americans, have also been arrested for running the racket. They have pleaded not guilty before a federal court in Michigan. The top international story, U.S. President Donald Trump delivers his second State of the Union address today. Speaking at the 2019 State of the Union address before a joint session of Congress, Donald Trump called for collaboration on jobs, trade, infrastructure, healthcare, immigration and foreign policy. In his remarks, Donald Trump rejected the politics of resistance and asked the Americans to choose greatness. He also urged the Republicans and Democrats to come together and end decades of political stalemate. Donald Trump was also, remember, forced to postpone his annual speech, originally scheduled for 29th of January because of the government shutdown. The shutdown finally ended on 25th of January without the border wall, and the speech was rescheduled.
I have ordered another 3,750 troops to our southern border to prepare for this tremendous onslaught. This is a moral issue. The lawless state of our southern border is a threat to the safety, security, and financial well-being of all America. We have a moral duty to create an immigration system that protects the lives and jobs of our citizens. This includes our obligation to the millions of immigrants living here today who followed the rules and respected our laws. Legal immigrants enrich our nation and strengthen our society in countless ways.
And with that, we wrap up this edition of Breakfast News. Thanks for watching. Have a lovely day ahead.